You're welcome back to the Capital Market, coming to you live from Channels Television. Now, the second edition of the NSE Bloomberg CEO Forum held during the week in Lagos, with myriads of issues raised by the various chief executives in attendance. The CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Mr. Oscar Onyeama, notes that the impact of the headwinds on Nigeria business environment is beginning to weigh heavily on those businesses. Now, this is in relation to the challenges in executing capital projects in the country. Other CEOs pointed out the challenges access to forex is actually posing to business growth, supply of raw materials and consumer behavioral pattern, which has changed because of the present economic difficulty. Let's listen to this report filed during the week. Officials of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, chief executives of leading firms, industry players and market operators at the second NSE Bloomberg CEO Conference in Lagos. In his opening remarks, the CEO of the NSE, Mr. Oscar Onyeama, emphasized the importance and timeliness of the event, given the challenging economic and business environments.
The Nigerian economy has experienced strong headwinds resulting from falling global crude oil and commodity prices and high exchange rate volatility.
Then the CEOs and business leaders take turns to express their views on how inadequate foreign exchange, infrastructure deficit and low consumer patronage are affecting growth and profitability.
Now, if 50% of our market is not coming in, it's difficult for the market to move forward. 50% is coming in ordinarily will be the one buying and selling and generating the flows and the volumes in the market. And if that doesn't get generated, even the local investors, which the largest part of it is the pension funds, will not participate in the market.
So what are the measures that should be deployed to ease the pain in the short to medium term?
The CBN has to go put aside this sort of way of thinking where they try to direct where the banks lend to, what sectors of the economy they lend to.
It's certainly a long road to full economic recovery, going by the issues raised at this forum. But what will make a difference is if the preferred solutions are implemented. Okay, let us put more perspectives to that development. The NSE CEO Forum that actually took place during the week. I have with me in the studio Mr. Peter Ashade. He is the Chief Executive of Africa Prudential Registrars, and he joins me to talk about the various issues raised at that meeting. Good evening and welcome to the Capital Market.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming on the program. You were at that meeting, and what would you make of the issues raised at that event? Of course, we're seeing how businesses are finding it difficult to make appreciable level of profit at this time, going by the economic headwinds. What's your view about the present economic situation?
Well, clearly the event addresses key issues, one of which is the current situation in the country. Nigeria now being seen as a country in recession, and what are the various opportunities that are available for organizations, either listed or not listed, to really be able to address the various issues that is there. One of the key issues that was highlighted was the high cost of production, which is related to the fact that everything is high in terms of forex. Is quite high for people to get the appropriate forex to run their business. Is on the high side. You'll see a situation whereby there is high unemployment as a result of people, organizations try to right size to reduce cost. You see inflation going northward, and a lot of issues around even the pricing of stock because of the bearish nature of the market. You see the market capitalization is dipping. All these were highlighted during that session, and which is very critical, and it is a major issue that require a high consideration.
Very, very important issue there. Now, of course, the economy is in recession, as shown by the 2 GDP reports that were released by the National Bureau of Statistics. For the first quarter, we had that slight 0.3%, and now the other one. And what do you think businesses should do? What kind of policies do you think should be put in place to navigate through this difficult period? We've talked about the forex gap. Many businesses are still having the problem of having access to adequate amounts of forex to do businesses. What do you think should be done? How can they go about dealing with the situation in the short to medium term?
Well, short and medium term, on a part of, we're going to look at it on a part of the organization. One, there's every need for strategic reassessment of the operations of organizations. You'll now be able to determine what are the controllable factors, the uncontrollable factors, as far as the economy is concerned. That we want to go to the area of diversification where necessary. And
companies
that's the companies now should learn to show beyond what is
the conventional way of doing things.
Correct. So we look at that. Then we want to go to the area of integration, vertical integration where necessary, because now when we talk of organizations that depend solely on foreign inputs, because of the position of forex now, there will be need for them to have local substitutes to be able to address their production. If not, it's going to affect the total output and affect the earnings, affect everything regarding the organization, which is going to can lead to even unemployment, and all that. It's very critical. Also, efficient management of fund comes to play here. An organization needs to manage their fund efficiently now in the face of various activities that is facing any organization. You want to seek out at what point in time can I maximize the investment of X and Y in terms of the available fund, which is very critical in a situation like this.
Do you think the government should do something at this point in time?
Critically,
perhaps through policy implementation, which has always been a problem, not just formulating policies but implementing them to help whether quoted or non-unquoted companies right now to help ease the pain that they're going through.
One thing that is very critical here is when we look at the economy itself, you see there is interplay between the government and the other players in the economy. Government play a very key role in trying to alleviate the pains on the economy. Now when the economy is in recession, what we see in most economy is that government is an enabler. You create an enabling environment for organization to strive, for organization to grow and be able to take advantage of opportunities. But in this case, there is urgent need for government not to be seen as want to, but to be seen as doing, putting in place the right policy. Money does not grow any economy, but you have the right policies in place to grow an economy, then people can see opportunity. Even foreign investors can take advantage of such opportunities and come into the country. So as far as the government is concerned, in terms of foreign exchange, fine, it's been deregulated, but even at that, we still have parity between the parallel market and the interbank spot rate. Interbank spot rate at 318 and the parallel market at 422. It's quite, the gap is much. So for a foreign investor coming into the country, there is need for government to provide, this fund. So in doing that, there are a lot of factors that have to be taken into consideration. So we want to look at how the government need to reassess, even some joint venture, agreements. We want to see what can we do internally. Okay. Can we provide opportunity for people to, private sector to come into some areas? We talk about the issue of power. Okay. What is it not lip service? Really, does government want things to happen in that space? If truly you want to put on structural policies that will enable, I know some organizations that are coming in with the issue of solar energy, how can we play in this space so that the more you liberalize, the better for the companies to. I'm
sure that the government is listening to this conversation. Hopefully things will be done properly and we will see the economy move forward. Everyone wants to see the recession go away.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Ashade, CEO, Africa Prudential Registrars. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the bonds market and taking a look at the African stock markets. Please stay with us.